Dinosaurs ruled almost everything: the forests, the plains, the skies, even the rivers sometimes. But there's one place, one forgotten corner of the late Cretaceous, where dinosaurs weren't the scariest thing walking around. Because 70 million years ago, in the windswept floodplains of southern Patagonia, something else lurked in the brush. Not huge like a titanosaur, not fast like a raptor, not armored like an ankylosaur, but a 12-foot crocodile with serrated, knife-like teeth. The kind you'd expect to see on a T-Rex, not a crocodiliform, an animal paleontologists described as a hypercarnivore that could break you in two pieces with a single bite. This wasn't a normal crocodile. This wasn't even a semi-aquatic river lurker. This was Kostensuchus atrox, a land-hunting, dinosaur-eating apex predator we didn't even know existed until recently. And the moment paleontologists uncovered its skull, black, intact, and packed with razor teeth, they realized they weren't looking at some river-dwelling ambusher. They were staring at one of Patagonia's top predators. So today, we're stepping into a world where dinosaurs weren't always the apex, and uncovering the forgotten monster that hunted them from the shadows. The story begins in the Chorrillo Formation of Argentina, a landscape where the wind is so strong, it might as well have a personal vendetta against hats. A team of paleontologists was surveying an outcrop when one of them noticed something dark sticking out of the sediment. At first glance, it looked like a smooth rock, but as they brushed it off, they froze, because the texture wasn't rock. It was bone. And not just any bone, a perfectly preserved skull, almost 3D, with teeth so sharp they still look dangerous 70 million years later. Imagine being there, sand in your eyes, wind howling, and suddenly you're staring at a prehistoric killing machine. As they uncovered more, the picture grew clearer. Jaws, limb bones, vertebrae, and postcranial remains that fit together like a puzzle. This wasn't a fragment. This was a full predator, preserved well enough to study in detail, and what those details showed was alarming. Kostensuchus atrox wasn't a crocodile in the modern sense. It was a crocodiliform, an ancient cousin built with some specific upgrades that made it terrifying on land. First, long, powerful limbs. This animal didn't crawl or belly slide. It ran, fast enough to ambush dinosaurs in floodplain brush. Second, a broad, crushing skull, wide jaws, enormous bite force, a snout built more like a blunt weapon than a finesse tool. Third, serrated teeth. This is the part that made paleontologists raise eyebrows. Modern crocodiles have smooth, conical teeth, great for gripping, terrible for slicing. But Kostensuchus had knife-edged, backward-curved teeth designed for cutting through flesh, just like predatory dinosaurs. This wasn't a grappler, this was a slicer. Fourth, a land predator in a dinosaur ecosystem. Its hunting grounds included megaraptorid theropods, titanosaurs, hadrosaurs, turtles, early birds, anything that got too close to the water's edge. And at 250 kilograms, over 550 pounds, it had no problem taking on juvenile dinosaurs and even challenging mid-sized predators. This animal wasn't surviving among dinosaurs, it was competing with them. Patagonia during the late Cretaceous wasn't a wasteland, it was a thriving, competitive ecosystem. Dinosaurs dominated the landscape, but they weren't alone. Kostensuchus filled a niche that didn't really exist elsewhere, a land-based crocodile apex predator, capable of challenging dinosaurs for food and territory. It hunted in the floodplains, waded in tall brush, and struck with a combination of speed and slicing power that neither dinosaurs nor crocodiles possess today. This animal represents something we didn't fully realize before. Crocodile relatives weren't just river monsters. Some were land predators rivaling dinosaurs themselves. That's a whole chapter of evolution that was hiding right under our noses. But even the apex predators of Patagonia couldn't outrun what came next. 66 million years ago, the world changed overnight. Meteor impact, global fires, darkness, collapse. Kostensuchus disappeared alongside the dinosaurs it hunted. Its lineage vanished, its niche vanished, and its story remained buried literally, until researchers uncovered that skull in the wind-beaten rocks of Patagonia. Why does it matter? Because discoveries like these remind us that Earth's past is far stranger, more diverse, and more violent than the popular images we grew up with. Dinosaurs weren't the only terrors. They weren't the only apexes. They weren't even safe from their own ecosystem's crocodile relatives. And the fact that we're still finding creatures like Kostensuchus atrox proves one thing. We've barely scratched the surface of the worlds that came before us. If you like the information, then like and subscribe and hype the video for more informative content like this.